And we're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving the Black Experience. I am here with Quincy. Hey, Quincy.
Hey,
We I'm not playing with you, Quincy. So we are on part three of diving in regards to the identity for a black man, in regards to just the day in the life, right? If you watched my last video that me and Quincy did, it is a tearjerker in regards to how much love and support he gives his baby. Quincy actually takes the time to literally sit here and be in his daughter's life. And we know so often, especially in situations when parents are co-parenting, that you don't typically in the black community hear of a man saying that, hey, yes, I love my daughter. Hey, yes, I am there always. Distance is nothing. And that he still takes the time to sit there and understand and know and understand his daughter's perspective and things as such. And so I'm just so proud and just it's just amazing to be able to see it. So I appreciate you bringing that here and showing and being a representation of a true black man who takes care of his baby and is there. So I appreciate that. And thank you for coming and being here and sharing this with me and, of course, the world at this point. So I appreciate it. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and hop into this some more. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the aspect of a black man as a provider. And so tell me, when was the first time that you realized that being a black man came with expectations beyond you just being a man?
um, I think that was one of the harder questions that you asked me because it's not one of those. It's not something that just happens like a day. One day is just it's embedded in you know. It's like
Mhm.
okay, even with so part of my life I was raised by my uncle and he was a correction officer.
Okay.
So he kind of just throw it out there, you know, because you know he's working in the prison system, and
Hmm.
so like, hey, these folks don't like you. They ain't
Hmm.
gonna. It's you gotta go extra hard to do the things you gotta do. You can't be looking like a dummy in these streets and stuff like that because that's what they're gonna see from you already.
Okay.
So it was just kind of like from childhood, it was instilled that there's already an expectation of what they expect you to look like. So um, you have to beat those stereotypes.
Mhm. So with that being said, and I know you said that your uncle kind of was like ingraining it in you pretty much probably from his own, just an assumption, probably from his own experiences that he's had. So it's pretty much like coming down to you as well too. So with that being said, so then what does it mean for you to be considered a strong black man? What does that mean and resonate with you?
So I would say my definition of a strong black man is possibly different from his definition of a strong black man. Again,
Okay.
because I told you like he was like, oh, you can't be emotional, you can't be, you know, you have to toughen up and all that stuff, and that's what his definition of what a strong black man represents. But me, I feel like a strong black man is a person that understands his emotions and not afraid to speak on it. Um, he's not afraid to be vulnerable. He's not afraid to and to be aggressive when that time is needed. I mean, it's every season required different parts. So you know, Even like when you are tilling the ground and stuff like that, when you are, it's a time to plant seeds, it's time to plant, to water, it's time to harvest and stuff of that nature. So you don't get the same person in every aspects of your life, of your walk. So in the same way with life, you gotta be able to maneuver through life and become different people
Hmm.
depending on where you're at in life. Sometimes you do have to be tough it out and stuff like that, but sometimes you can be vulnerable and you can be able to and sometimes you have to be aggressive. You have to stand up for yourself and you have to stand up for others. So it's like it's just knowing a strong black man to me is a person that knows how to maneuver through life and not afraid to go to feel to be a complete person. Because we're a lot of times told to be this one person, and
Hmm.
just you have to be this strong. You have to look only this way, but it looks a different way. A man looks a different way, just like anybody, because we're human beings, and people forget that we all are human beings. So um, because we are human beings, different aspects of life require different people or
Okay.
different responses. Rather,
I must say, everybody, pen and paper. Make sure, make sure you write that down. You just said you broke that down so eloquently in regards to the different seasons, in regards to when to plant the seed, when to water, and then when to in fact or when to till, and then when to harvest, and that it is okay to say that you do have to show up differently in different spaces, for different reasons. I think that's truth to power in regards to that. The next question I was going to ask you was what does it mean to be a provider beyond financial responsibility? But I think you answered that quite well in regards to the emotionality piece of that to be a man, it is also to be vulnerable at times. It is to infect show emotion. And so it just kind of answers that full circle as well, too. So how do you manage the pressure to succeed while understanding that the playing field isn't always leveled? Or do you think that the playing field is leveled? Meaning in regard, well, I
um,
think you know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
so it's I do not feel like the playing field is level, but I do feel like how do I navigate in the field? It's just honestly, you, yeah, like I just said prior to, you have to show up different ways, different for different seasons. You have to show up different ways, so you have to know when to be um, that person, that the vocal person. You have to know when and to because sometimes like every action doesn't necessarily require a response. You can always prepare yourself for whatever situation, and but you don't necessarily have to respond to every situation. Like you can react, but you don't have to respond. And I mean that simply just mean like, okay, so if I understand that there's a stumbling block placed in front of me moving to the right is a reaction, but I don't have to say, hey, why are you putting the stumbling block in front of me? I just maneuver myself to make sure that I don't hit that stumbling block so that I can keep moving forward. Because even me stopping to talk to you is stopping my motion, my forward motion. So the best way to do it is to continue moving, just maneuver yourself that way that you don't get hit by the stumbling blocks.
Food for thought, everybody. Food for thought. All right. Um, hmm. In your own experience, what are the costs? So whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, of being a rock within your family and or just the pressure in regards to the black community.
Um, so it can weigh on you a little bit. I'll tell you a current situation in my life. Whereas my little thing is keep moving side to side. It's like rotating. So is what I was going to say. I was going to tell you the story. Something's going on that has happened recently in my life. Whereas um, being the rock doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be, everyone's going to agree with you, agree with what you have going on and what you standing on. Just like what you said with, like when I had made the comment about my mom taught me that it was okay for a guy to abuse you or something to that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas currently she's dating someone that has abused her.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm old enough, I remove myself from that. I'm like, I don't want to be around it. And my siblings don't agree with that because this is your mom. My
Mm-hmm.
mom doesn't agree with that because you need to just like, this is my business. Why are you worried about that? Like, I can handle it. But as a person that I understand myself to be, as a child, I could not protect you. But
Mm-hmm.
as an adult, I can. But I also cannot control you. So I know that you're going to do what you want to do. So all I can do is control myself. So I'm going to remove myself from that situation because I don't want something to happen in front of me where I have to respond because I will respond because that's what I will do because I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to protect my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then uh, the same response is going to happen, whereas I potentially get myself in trouble, and then that person still will be there because
Yep.
you have taught me it's okay for that person to be there.
Yep.
So I remove myself from that situation. Um, I have had I have had feedback from my brother where and he's valid in what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is your mom. You don't want. What if something happened to your mom? Are you gonna be okay with separating yourself from your mom just because of a situation that possibly happened? Like, yeah, this person, whatever the case may be, that's her life though. Let her choose her own life. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand what you're saying, but why can't I get that same respect to choose my own life? Like, yes, I love my mom, but at the same time, if I know if I put myself in a predicament where I want to defend her, or even if like, let's say a conversation happened around where I hear something that happened, and I'm there and he's there, then again, I'm putting myself in a dangerous situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I rather not be in that situation. I expressed to my mom, hey, if I'm coming or me and my child is coming, he can't be there. If he's there, we're not going to come by
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to put my child in the same environment that I grew up in.
Yep.
So that has been a rock for my child, my daughter, my family, and saying that I'm not going to put her in that same environment. So although I'm getting feedback and getting pushback because I'm not necessarily accepting what the norm is right now because
Mm-hmm.
hey, this is your mom, and it's disrespectful not to listen to your mom and not to just go with the flow
Right.
of how it's supposed to be because this is what I'm telling you, it's okay, so you need to just be here. And I'm telling you that. And that's how my mom responded to it. Like, I told you it's okay, so you need to stop your mess and come back and come see me. And I'm like, Mom, well, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with you. And that's the same thing with my brother. I understand what you're saying, and you're valid in what you're saying. Yes, I will be hurt. But at the same time, let's hypothetically saying if this person is the one that did it, I will be hurt, but I also will know I told you this potential could happen.
Right.
And I asked you to remove yourself from that. You chose not to. This is your choice. That sounds um that sounds mean.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds nonchalant, whatever, like, oh, I don't care. But no, it's just me standing on my boundaries. Like I made a boundary for myself that I'm not gonna accept this behavior. And it's the same thing with my job. Like once you set those boundaries, you have to stick to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to accept this behavior. So being that I'm not going to accept this behavior, I'm not going to put myself around it because I don't want to be affected negatively or my child to be affected negatively by these behaviors. And although you don't might not agree with it, and it
Mm-hmm.
might cause me pain and everything too, but I have to stand on that because I have to do what's best for my. I have to be that rock, as you said, for my
Mm-hmm.
family.
I respect you so much for that because I know people, I myself and my family before have had to experience this in some way, shape, or form. And creating those boundaries are hard. They are so difficult to maintain um, because you love whoever that person, whether that's your mom, your cousin, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your granddad, whomever the person, your daughter, your son in certain circumstances. It is so hard to create those boundaries, but you also deserve peace. And I appreciate you, and I hope this video goes around because this is coming literally from a black man's mouth of who we would stereotypically hear that, oh, you better go put your hands on that person, right? Like that's what you would hear, right? What kind of son are you that you sitting here letting this stuff happen? Like you ain't go, five, 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 you know what I'm talking about? You ain't go, put the dukes up, whatever the case is. But what is that gonna do when you said when that person stays? I've lived it myself before with people.
And
So
here's the thing. So I
yeah,
want to. I,
it's
I'm gonna
insane.
be completely transparent. I did confront the person,
Hmm.
um, and it didn't go to any aggressions or anything, but it was a lot of verbal aggression, but nothing came of it. But it could have. But that's when I made the decision to set up those boundaries because of that verbal altercation that could have
Hmm.
turned physical. Um, for me confronting that person.
Hmm.
So I had to make a decision. Like I said, in the rock that you said, I had to make a decision. What's best for me and my family? And
I respect that. I respect that truly, and I thank you for being very open with that because that's not easy. And so I want to just say that genuinely, like that is not an easy decision to make. And I did hear you say that it comes with some pain. It comes with a lot of pressure, like you just said, from other family members who everybody got the answer, but they want you to do it. I appreciate you being vulnerable because ideally you are probably not the only, like I said, I've experienced it with friends and family on my end before. And so I know there are people out there who've experienced this, and it is amazing to be able to tell them what to do metaphorically, right? In this situation to protect their peace, but to also, it's not by, let me say it this way, by protecting your peace and choosing to make a boundary, that does not mean that you are separating yourself as not loving them anymore. That doesn't mean that you don't care about what's happening to them. It doesn't mean that that you're distancing yourself so that you don't have to, even deal with it anymore, any of that. Because it still be there. You know what the situation is. I've lived it myself, like I said, with friends and family. And but when you just know there's nothing else that you can do in that circumstance, you have to, what they say, let go and let God. That's real. So I just wanted to make sure I acknowledge that as well. Um, So, as we're bringing this conversation to a close, I would like to know what other kind of conversations would you like to hear about? Guess you kind of like me to bring on. Um, what kind of things would you like to hear about next?
I mean, of course, I'm passionate about ABA. So of course, if you can bring more people discussing autism and just what autism looks like, because it looks different in every kid, and there's are certain things that you can do to help with those behaviors. Like I know I have a friend, her name's Shantae, and she has like choice boards, and with those choice boards, you give that child an opportunity to even if they can't verbally speak what they need, but they can have these choice boards. So like they can give a picture of what they want or what they're trying to get, and it just helps assist with certain those things. And not only just like we have first in boards. She has this one whole website where she does first in boards, token boards, and the first in board is this form function of communication. So sometimes when children can't get things, they feel like it's a forever thing. So, being that it's sometimes it's a forever thing, it's harder for them to move past that. So when they have that visual, okay, first you do this, then next you do this. So they have that visual to see, okay, this is what's going on. I have to do this first, then I can do this, and then that's when I receive the thing that I want. And then it just helps with that functional communication. Like, I'm not taking this from you. It's not a forever thing. It's just letting you know that this is you have to do this first. Action has to you have to, and it's just like and it can be as simple as using like saying and we learn this as children. Like a child cries and then they get food.
Right.
So, like, if you cry, so if you do this, you get food. So we learned that. That's a basic thing. So that's
Hmm.
why those pictures and those first in thing, it works because it's something that we learn instinctively.
Hmm.
We learn if I do this, this will happen. So once we put a picture or put an ideal and put that in form where they can see it, if they don't necessarily understand it,
Hmm.
then it makes it easier for them to transition to those things and kind of sometimes diminish the behavior. But it's just that's just one of the things that she has. Like just her expressing talking about that, and even like the it's just so many things like
Let me know. I'm about to say I will go ahead and make a list. I mean, like as I told you before, I had a chance to reach out to you. I literally had a request of someone saying, "Hey, like we want to see a man. Like we want to hear a man's perspective of the world and things as such. Like you have so many brilliant women coming on, but like, can you have a man who works within the film?" I was like, I think I know somebody.
I was I was gonna make a joke. I'm like, well, who was this young lady? That's asking to see man, because I am definitely a man. But no, seriously, no, but yeah. Also, I mean, again, because even just having debates, like
Hmm.
having healthy debates with someone that has a different view,
Okay.
that way they can express themselves. And we kind of sometimes we paint a person one way, and just so when you have that open dialogue with people, it kind of makes it better. So that's something like that where you can have an open dialogue where two people can come and talk about two different point of views and not necessarily, and it can leave away peacefully
I like that. Okay.
and no one feel disrespected or anything like that.
Okay. I'm going to look in regards to getting that done. With Shantae, I'm definitely going to see if I can, in fact, reach out to her and see if I could potentially ask her. So, Shante, this is my formal ask if you would like to go ahead and come on Surviving and Thriving the Black Experience, to definitely talk about your first then boards and your token boards, because I loved them when I saw them. And I saw you have so many affordable keyword affordable resources for people to be able to use. So I definitely love those and was able to go ahead and check those out as well too. Okay, so I will go ahead and do that and look for that. Um, Quincy, tell me how you take care of yourself because you do a lot of you do therapy, educational therapy, of course, in regards to children with disabilities, specifically autism. But what do you do in regards to like wellness and care practices just for yourself? Because it's a lot. So, like, what do you do to center yourself?
Nothing.
Quincy!
I mean, honestly, I mean, I get you because I mean, but that's the honestly, that's the truth in the most black men. Like
Okay.
we don't set those, we don't give ourselves opportunity where we can um have those avenues where because we don't do therapy, and I mean some of us do, but and I don't,
Mm-hmm.
and I it's not saying that I don't believe in therapy. It's just like I'm one of those people that feel like I know everything to
Okay.
an extent. So so like I will the things that I do, I know what a therapist would say,
Mm-hmm.
and so therefore I feel like yeah, I already know what I was gonna say. So because I already know my issues and stuff like that. So
Right.
and so it's it's funny, but it's although I made it into a joke, but it's true. I honestly don't do anything like I hang out with friends and stuff like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
just you know what? I kind of just lied. I just realized something. So a couple of friends of mine, we actually just started a mail group where we're talking about having a podcast where we just like be able to give us a safe space to talk to each other and just hang
Mm-hmm.
out and give that space where we can like decompress against the world. So that is something new that I have just started with a couple of my friends. Um, so so it's not nothing anymore. I'm working on
Okay.
it.
I see you making sound about to say you was about to have to do a 1, 2, 3 breather with me right now just so you can have something, a mantra or something. Follow the box and breathe. Like you gonna have to do something. um, what do you want people to better understand about Black fathers?
It's okay. Like it's okay. Like everything, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be
Okay.
silly. It's okay to be um the dress up. It's okay. I mean, granted, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be out for everyone,
Okay.
but it's okay to have those moments with your children or your child. It's okay to have those moments and to be in those moments with your children because they're gonna remember that. And they're gonna. These are the things that they're gonna do with their children because they see it in you. So you want to make sure you give your children a safe space, and it's okay to not always be the disciplining hand. It's okay to have conversations. It's okay to talk. And with my child, but even sometimes with her, I do this for my child. But and sometimes she first thing if I say anything, she'll automatically just think I'm gonna give her a pop or something. I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
everything doesn't require a pop. Just like I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, everything doesn't require response, but everything requires reaction. You can use each lesson. Like prior to me getting on this message, she called me and asked me about coming down because I have her October 26th
Mm-hmm.
for that weekend, and it's also homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, "What are we planning on doing?" And I was like, "Well, we was going to go to homecoming." She says, "No, I'm not doing that." And I had to correct her. I'm like, wait. So that's funny because I didn't ask you what you was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Because so it's not about and we had that conversation right then and there. It's
Mm-hmm.
like and like it's not the problem is not that you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're telling me what you're not going to do when I didn't ask you. This wasn't an opinion. This wasn't a conversation where I'm asking, what do you want to do? I'm telling you what we're
Mm-hmm.
going to do. Now you can say, Dad, I don't want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. You could because you can have your own feelings. can have your own how you feel about the situation. That's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
to tell me what you're going to do, that's what we don't do. So I had
Mm-hmm.
to have that conversation with her in that moment. And this is literally right before we got on the phone, started the interview. And I was like, so that's why I was a little late. So, because it was, I had a teaching moment. I had a teaching moment with my daughter because I'm like, hey, and it's not, I don't want you to be sad or anything. I just want you to know, like, you can't just, like, it's okay to want to do something different than what I want to do. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the problem. It's how you responded to me. Because you don't tell me what you're gonna do. You can tell me what you want to do, but you don't tell me what you're gonna do. And 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 I felt like that's still giving her opportunity to use the words, it's still giving her opportunity to feel heard, but at the same time, you have to be respectful. And so that's just in that moment. That's what happened today, and we worked it out because guess what? I wanted to go to homecoming anyway, so it's okay. And but like, and I even explained to her like, hey, if the circumstances was different,
Mm-hmm.
like you would still be doing what we're doing because that's not how you talk, that's not how you ask. But being that we want the same thing, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Well, I appreciate you so much, Quincy. I want to thank you for sitting with us today and sharing not only your professional journey, but also your heart. You've given us a reminder that the strength of a Black man isn't only measured by how much he carries, but also by the willingness to lay down the weight and speak truth. Your openness about fatherhood, your work with children with autism, and your reflections on manhood show us that vulnerability is not weakness at all. It's a strength, it's courage, and it's a form of leadership that our community desperately needs. In a world that often asks Black men to be silent, guarded, and unbreakable, you've shown us the power of choosing honesty, empathy, and presence. That's survival, that's thriving. And that is a legacy that you're leaving for your daughter and for the young lives that you touch every single day. We honor your work, we celebrate you for your courage, and we thank you for reminding us that to be vulnerable is to be strong. Family, let's carry this reminder moving forward. So until next time, I want everybody to keep on thriving, keep surviving, and keep walking in your truth. So from Surviving and Thriving the Black Experience with Candace Renee, Quincy again, I thank you for being an honored guest, and I want everyone to have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.